Coding
made easy.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to your next C++ Allegro 5 platformer made easy tutorial. And this tutorial, for the next few tutorials, we're going to be learning about creating the map class. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating 3 classes right now. So the first one's going to be a map class. The next class will be a layer class, and lastly, the last class will be a tile class. So we'll have 3 classes: tile, layer, and map. So in here, we're going to have a load content, unload content, update, and we'll have a draw with Allegro displaying the parameters. And because we're using that, we're gonna have to include Allegro 5. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just copy. I'm just gonna copy these and just paste it in the layer and paste it in the map. Now what I'm gonna do is just include the layer right here, and in the layer class I'm going to have to include the tile class, so I just put include tile, and therefore Allegro display should be inherited from that, and then it will be passed on to the map class as well. Okay, so now what we're going to do is in our load content we're going to take in, or actually I'll change the set content. So we're gonna take in a few 3 things. So we're gonna take in Allegro bitmap, and that's gonna be the tile's image. We are going to take in the state of it, and we're going to take in we're gonna take a pair, STD pair for the position. Okay, so what we're going to do is in this public section we are just going to make a static enum called state, and the state is going to either be solid or passive. So we're going to set a state to our tiles to let it know that if we can pass through our tiles or if we can't pass through our tiles. Now we have to include I'm not sure. Yeah, so we include IO stream, and therefore we will get the pair in there. So what we're going to do is that we're going to, for each one of our tiles, we're going to set our tile image, the state of it, so if it's solid or passive, and the position of it on the screen. So that's relatively simple. So now let's just go to our, actually let's go back here. Let's include the animation class. And in the private section, we will say that we'll make an instance of our animation, or we'll just call this tile animation. And we will also make a state for the state of it. And yeah, that's basically all we really need for now. So we'll do load content. Oh, set content, sorry. And let me just copy these parameters to speed up production. We have our unload content. We have our update. And we have our draw. Okay, so everything is fine. So what we're going to do now is we are going to say tile animation dot load content. So we're going to pass in the image. We are going to, and actually what we're going to do is we're just going to make in the private section Allegro bitmap, and we'll just call it image. The reason being is that what we're going to do is we're going to set the image equal to the tile image, and so that in our unload content, when we call AL destroy bitmap, we can destroy it. Otherwise, if we just pass into our animation class, then we won't actually be destroying the image. So we will say we'll destroy that image, and we'll pass in, we'll say that this state is equal to state. The text is nothing, and we'll pass in the position. So that's straightforward, and what we'll call is tile animation.draw, and what that will draw, it will just draw a certain tile to the screen based on the given position. So that tile class is relatively simple right now. We're not going to have anything for updating yet, but we will be adding that in later. But basically this tile class is going to be we're going to be using this tile class to actually display the different tiles of the screen. So now it comes to the layer class, and the layer class is the big boy in this tutorial, I guess, if you want to call it that. So in this private section, we will make an instance of file manager, and what we're going to do is we will just create our, so we have our load content, unload content, we have our update, and last but not least, we have our draw. Okay, so we have all that set up right now. So what we need to do now is in our load content, we're going to take in two different parameters. Now we're going to have to include the string class for this. Sorry, and we're going to take in the layer ID, and we will be just taking in an instance of map, or what we could do is we'll just make a string for a map ID. Okay, so that is or actually I kind of want to pass in map to show you something, but I'll just leave a comment here just to show you guys this thing quickly before we end all three videos. But we're taking a string for the map ID and another string for the layer ID. So in our load content, let's just copy that. Let's paste it in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a call to file manager.load content. Now we're going to have to our maps are going to be located in load slash maps slash, and then we're going to take in our map ID, and our map files will have the .map, the .map format, whatever. And we also got to create a vector for our attributes and our contents. So let's just create those quickly. And our next vector. Okay, so we got that set up, and what we're going to do is pass in the attributes, we're going to pass in the contents, and our identifier is going to be our layer ID. Now before I continue, a lot of you guys might be confused because you guys don't actually know what we're trying to load in or anything right now. So I will try to show you what we're trying to do. So what we're going to be creating is we're gonna have a maps folder, and we're gonna take a map file. Now in this map file, we're not gonna be loading in all this stuff. I just took this from my XNA series, and we can load in all this stuff later, but we're not worrying about that. So remember, in our file manager, we can set it that we can load a section. So our ID is, or our section or our identifier is going to be the layer number. So we set our ID to layer 1. So we're going to start loading from here. We'll get all the solid tiles. We don't really need this right here, but we could keep that. This will be for later on. We'll get the tile sheets that we're cropping from, and then when we start getting the layer, we'll get all these map elements, and then once we reach end layer, we'll stop getting all the elements, and then we will end loading it, and so on and so forth. And I added this. We're not going to be using this, but we can get the player's position on the current map. So you can set the starting position of the player on the map. So that's just something that you guys can add in if you guys want. So that's basically what we're doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to make an std string quickly, and we'll just name it file name, and we'll just copy this right here, paste it in here. The reason being is that it requires a C type string, so we're gonna have to use this method right here. So that's all we're gonna do. It's reached the 11-minute mark, so we're just gonna leave it right there, and we'll continue in the next tutorial. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and bye for now.